Hi, everybody. It is Monday, July 7th, and we have a day off here in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Play tomorrow. I was going to try to get some rest, and we're like in a motel. It's a huge motel complex, but my room is right at the swimming pool, which is packed with families and kids playing and screaming. So it's been not exactly getting any rest here, but it's okay. They're having a good time, and that's all that matters. It's sweet. I'm gonna get out of the room here pretty quick and just go for a walk. We're not in town, we're out of town, so I'm not sure what's around here yet, but I'll figure that out when I go outside. It's just been sort of such a kind of a sad period of time here, just seeing so much on the news about what took place in the flooding in Texas and the ongoing, challenge of trying to find all these people who died in this. At this point, it seems like they're not going to be finding anybody else alive in this. So it's really it's all recovery at this point, and just the tragedy of it is really just beyond comprehension for especially the families are all going through. Was so fast and so furious, and still, ongoing. There's still a lot of damage to be dealt with on here, but so my heart's with those people. I can't imagine. I just can't imagine. But excuse me, I got some chest thing going on. I'm going to do another. I just rediscovered this, and I'm going to do another comparative video here of having done a song with two different artists. This is kind of unusual in a way, though, because the writer of this song is Waddy Wachtel, and the two versions of this one was with the immediate family, and the other was from back in 1997 with Linda Ronstadt had done this song. So I'll play you Linda's version of it, and then I'll play our version of it. This was from Linda's album in 1997 called We Ran, and on this track, it's Linda on vocals on it, Waddy on guitar, and producing on this, Jim Cox, who I'm out here with, is on keyboards, myself on bass, the great Carlos Vega on drums, and Kip Lennon, Mark Lennon, and Mike Lennon are all doing background vocals, who are the group Venice. So I'm going to play you this one, and then I will go ahead and play you our immediate family version of it. When we did the immediate family did it, I totally forgot that we had done this with Linda at that point. So here we go. This is Damage by written by Waddy Wachtel, and Linda Ronstadt is the artist. Come on. So that is the 1997 Linda Ronstadt version of Damaged. And then when we cut it with the immediate family, I completely had forgotten that we had recorded this with Linda. So here is our version of Damaged from our album, The Immediate Family, and Waddy Wachtel is the lead vocals on this one. So here we go, another interpretation. Yeah, they're similar yet different. It's interesting how that all works. So Damaged by Waddy Wachtel. It's been a fun week in terms of kind of celebrity hang time at the gigs here. I posted a little on my Facebook page, but I haven't done it here. But when the gig before last, fabulous Glenn Close came to our gig, and I think it was in Bozeman where she came, and it was fun talking to her afterwards. I said, we've met a long time ago. And she said, yeah. And I told her about, I said, many years ago at David Crosby's birthday. And she went, oh my God, I remember. And she told the whole story of what happened that night, which was really amazing, where at one point, Crosby ended up, I don't know what the circumstances were, but he gave up. I don't know if he pawned it or it was stolen or something, his favorite acoustic guitar. And at that party, somehow Stephen Stills had tracked that guitar down, and he brought it to the party unbeknownst to David Crosby. And then we're going to do some music at the party. And he said, well, here, why don't you just play this one? And handed the guitar to David. And David picked it up, started playing, and looked at it and burst into tears. It was like one of those moments where you go, this is really amazing. It was really something else to be there for that. So it was fun talking to her about that. It was nice. And she's so amazing. I've seen her, on stage before in live performance, and certainly in every movie she ever does. She's a remarkable artist. Then when we got to Idaho, we got together with Carole King, because Carole lives there, and she and her assistant Alyssa, who we've known forever, and they came to the show, hung out, had dinner, and then stayed for the whole show and came back after the show. And also Christopher Guest and Jamie Lee Curtis, who also have a home there in Idaho, came to the show, and Christopher introduced the show, introduced Lyle at the beginning of the show, did a little shtick and introduced him, which was really great. And apparently Hilary Swank and her husband were there in town, and they were coming by riding their bicycles by the venue, and Matt, our production manager and monitor mixer, was outside, and they came up and said, what's going on tonight? And he said, oh, Lyle Lovett. And she went, oh, I love Lyle Lovett. And she said, I wonder if there's any tickets available. And he's going, well, I think there might be a couple left. It was pretty much sold out, but apparently he had no idea who she was. And she said, well, give me your name. And she said, well, Hilary Swank. And he goes, at one L or two. He said, by the time they rode away on their bikes, he just suddenly went, oh, shit. You'd realized, so it was great. They hung out after, and it was nice to talk to them and hang out. But I'll tell you a little weird story here of being in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. In I think it was 66, my grandmother on my mother's side lived in Duluth, and she and my grandfather had divorced many years before that, but she had remarried at this point, and Ben Green, who she married, had a company doing like restaurant supply and all that, and he contacted me and he said, they're upgrading their fleet line at the thing, and he said, if you'll come back to Duluth and get it, you can have one of the delivery trucks, which was a 65 Chevy half-ton panel truck. And I said, oh, are you kidding? I would love it. So a friend of mine, Dan Andreessen, and I ended up getting on a train and going through the southern part of the States and then straight up to Duluth. Spent a little time with my grandmother and Ben, and then got in the truck and started heading back home. And we drove the northern route through the Dakotas, through the Badlands, went and saw Flintstone Village and Mount Rushmore and all that stuff. And we were a year out of high school at that point, and it was, the 60s. I had let my hair grow and, and had a beard at that point. And we got to, to Jackson Hole, and we stopped at a store to pick up some stuff, for the drive. And so we go into this store, and we're standing there, picking up stuff off the shelves. And the owner of the store, who had his back to us, was talking to some women that were in the store. And he starts to go, this new generation, they're so disgusting. They're nothing but animals. And he looks out the window and he sees our truck and he goes, look, they even travel in a cage like animals. I mean, this guy was out. And I turned and looked at him and I said, look, if you can't talk to my face, fuck you. And out of the back room, a bunch of hunter guys came out of the back room and they surrounded us. And we backed out of the place and got to the truck and jumped in the truck and took off. And these guys jumped in their cars and they chased us all the way to the Idaho border. I mean, this was like one of the scariest things I've ever experienced in my life. And so we just kept going, and then they finally stopped and went back. And there was a place we found that sold fireworks in Idaho. And we went and we got, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 boxes of M100 firecrackers, which are basically, each one is like a half a stick of dynamite. And we just said, let's go back and blow up that guy's shop. We were so scared and so pissed, and we started heading back, and we got probably about 20 miles out of town and looked at each other and went, this is not a good idea. We'll end up dead in this truck and down at the bottom of a canyon somewhere, probably not to be discovered for years. So we just, licked our wounds from this craziness and then headed on down and got into like somewhere in the middle of Utah. And it was fabulous at night. We're looking up and all you could see is billions of stars. It was absolutely pitch black. So you had nothing, interfering with your view of the cosmos. And it was spectacular. And we just said, let's just blow that crap up now. Let's get rid of it. So we blew it up. It was like unbelievable explosion. I mean, it would have really taken down that guy's store. I'd never done anything. I mean, I had little, sparklers and, little worm things. I've never had a box of dynamite, literally. So we blew that up, got that out of our system, and then continued on our trip home. But it was just a drag that my idea of being up here in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, has always kind of been a part of that madness that went on with that guy, just accusing us of being animals, and it was really a kind of a ferocious dig at us. So I'm here now as just an old fart in town, and but we get to play tomorrow night, and I'm looking forward to that. Shows are all going good. Everything's been great, so I have no complaints. And then outside my window now is a packed swimming pool full of families and kids jumping around and going crazy and stuff. So it's kind of pleasant. It's gorgeous out. The weather's beautiful here. So excuse me. So I'm going to wish everybody a great day tomorrow. When we get to the gig, I will do a little run through and see where we're playing. I have no idea. And until then, I just wish all the very best. And again, my heart and soul go out to all of those people in Texas that are dealing with this catastrophic tragedy that has befallen them. And I just hope all the people who passed can be recovered so that there's closure for the families, because there's so much debris has gone down. I can't even imagine the effort of the responders, what they're going through out there, trying to just go through all mountains and mountains of debris and stuff, But every once in a while, somebody pops up and they're still alive. So keep fingers crossed for that. So, okay, well, take good care, and I will talk to you later. Bye.